plan to be a bad titty sucker. And I plan to stay a black motherfucker.
That's me. Yeah, I hit these New York City blocks with a slick ditty vibe. I hear him talk about what kind of shit he got. The last shit he dropped was hot, but now what kind of new shit he got? I'm about to blow up fat like a thyroid. Roll another one, nigga. Yeah, that's my boy. Up in the whip with an old school chick, banging old school shit like Anita Baker, my joy. Ha, yeah, or maybe that make feel. It don't matter to me, it's how they feel. The gods stay real, yeah. And I can rock a hot show as long as they know they peel. Don't you give me no problems. Got a crew up in Harlem to come and solve them. Don't pay me, they rob them. Hey, I need a pool full of cash. I can dance and splash, get fly and smash. Yeah, this is life in the arena. Stage full of gods from the rules of Medina. Far Rock's finest imperial. Body the track, had to scratch off the cereal. Murdered the game, let him know he ain't fearing you. Making it clear to you. Throwing bows in the lane, straight bringing the pain is what we here to do. Hey, go ahead and bust that two-step. You surprised, let me find out you slept. I see you hating on the sidelines, you sex. Who's next? I leave these niggas too vexed. Love the music, God seeing quite a few checks. Radiate the magnetic all around me. Spread the music that attract love surround me. 120 ground me, God found me. Rhyming in the lunchroom profoundly. Black medallion on my neck, G check me. Lamb blood and the people respect me. I'm here to show them through, brother. Drop jewels, motivate the people to move. They blind, we remove the covers. True school hip-hop lovers. We bringing the real back, and for that, these motherfuckers love us. Yeah, now throw your hands in the air. Hip-hop is black, let the facts stand clear. Everybody welcome, open mic up in here. But don't change shit or we can fight up in here. I'd rather rock the party right, make the people groove. Ladies drop it like it's hot, brothers keep it cool. Nobody make moves, nobody get hurt. Nobody mama gotta put a baby in the dirt. You're headed for self-destruction. The hood fell apart from government corruption. What a production. We being used as a pawn on a chessboard, mentally abused. You can't see that they controlling your views through the news and YouTube. Yes, you too. Go ahead and plug in the system, woo-hoo. Now they watching every damn thing you do. All the guns, all the weed, nigga, boo-hoo. You're hot now, next stop, lockdown. 3 hots in the cot, what you got now? The world moved on, your block forgot about you. On a cell block, nothing in your mailbox. Niggas coming home shell shocked. No work for a jailbird, sell rocks. Yeah, throw your hands in the air. Hip hop is black, let the facts stand clear. Everybody welcome, open mic up in here. But don't change shit or we can fight up in here. We all got goons, alright? Just be clear. Don't sleep, we roll deep Atlantic. Don't panic, you can't handle it. What they built, God come to dismantle it. Run up in the radio station, they can't stand it. We freeing hip-hop, bring it home, hand it to the next generation of cats who understand it. We influence the whole damn planet. We can have our own land if we plan it. Standing in our own mansions, jamming. Yeah, throw your hands in the air. Hip-hop is black, let the facts stand clear. Everybody welcome, open mic up in here. But don't change it, we can fight up in here. Yeah, throw your hands in the air. Hip-hop is black, let the facts stand clear. Everybody welcome, open mic up in here. But don't change shit or we can fight up in here.
The Real Point Podcast is sponsored by The Phone Booth.
The one-stop wireless shop for cell phones, accessories, activations, payments, unlockings, and repairs.
They're located at 546 Market Street in Paterson, New Jersey. The number there is 973-225-0901.
Make sure you get your gaming systems, your hoverboards, your iWatches. They have it all. Definitely have your trap phones too.
For real. Make sure you stop there, get your shit fixed. If you drop your phone.
And make sure you tell them that the Real Point Podcast sent you and you'll get a 5% off yourself.
All right.
Building 3. We in here, we in ain't here. The cause, New Jupiter, we ain't here. Real Point Podcast with Derek and BB. Tuning in now cause I'm scared of the TV. Be the real media source, streaming of course. Feeding the thoughts and calls, I'm the king with the force. Making a real point or ill joint when you coming through. Real Point Podcast, right in front of you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode number 48 of the Real Point Podcast.
I am BB
This is Derek.
with the Real Point Podcast. I had to
Yo,
stretch real
wake,
quick. I'm
wake
sorry.
up.
I just recently woke up not so long ago. So, all right, we're live on YouTube Live right now.
Yes,
we're live
sir.
on Facebook Live right now.
Yes, sir.
Later on, we'll be on iTunes, iTunes, Google Play, all these major
SoundCloud.
platforms, whatever it is. Need to add a
Stitcher.
little color. I mean, like my color look a little too. I look too like Donald Trumpish right here, orange.
Are you too orange?
Yeah, you gotta fix that up a little bit, man.
I got you.
But why you doing that? Who we got in the building?
That look good?
Yeah, look perfect right there. Perfect. Yeah.
We're here with Kasim Allah.
Kasim, right?
Kasim Allah. Return of the God MC.
MC.
I may call you Kaz if you don't mind.
That's fine.
That works.
Cause I like showing people's name because I'm a retard a little bit. And who else?
It's KMG, also noted now just entertainment. King Manifest God Allah.
All right.
Dope. So we always start the interview like this. We want to know a little background about your name, and we want to know a little bit where you from and where it all began from.
Indeed. Well, my name is Kasim. Kasim means divider, controller of rage. Allah is the original man, the black man who is God, the foundation of all life and existence, The reason I say that is original means first. We the first ones, to exist on the planet. So history, it began with us, mathematics, art, and all the sciences. It all began with the original people. We the first people to bring life onto the planet. It's interesting, I lost my father yesterday, yet he's still on the planet because your body's just a vehicle. You understand what I'm saying?
I'm
life
sorry
is
for your
intelligent
loss,
energy.
man.
Thank you. But my loss is everybody's game because if you look at me, you see my father. You look at my son, you see myself. That's what eternal life is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely, man.
It's just living mathematics.
Yes.
And you yourself?
Peace. It's KMG, King Manifest God Allah. The king is all born into what? The science of being power, speaking that truth. The manifesting is what? Equality. Each one teach one. That the black man is God. Being a universal builder. And that's how we started it off.
So you guys is Muslim then, right?
5%.
5%?
I'm not
All right.
Muslim. I'm not religious at all.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
No,
I just
so-
want to
hey,
put it out there.
No need to
Yeah.
apologize. You know
Alright.
what I mean? All we doing is building, bro. It's
Definitely.
all
Now, even now we hear that, and
Let me ask you something. Did you grow up 5% or
No.
like?
No.
Okay.
hold
So
up. We're gonna talk about that real quick. I'm sorry
okay,
about
my
that.
bad.
First of all, I want to say again, I'm sorry for your dad's loss,
Word.
but also I know you heard about the story on Instagram about the little boy that lost his life today with cancer.
Aiden,
No.
What's his name?
No.
Aiden.
Aiden. He was going through
was just on
what kind of cancer he had.
I don't know exactly because I literally learned about this right before.
A
we
lot of
came
people have been
on,
posting
too.
about it. The
Yeah.
boy needed help,
Yeah.
and I think they even reached out to Donald Trump and everything. Motherfucker, nobody
Hey.
helped.
Wait. This is not the child that needed the transplant and they refused him.
Word, there we go. That's
Are you serious?
Yeah, he just
Yeah.
passed away.
For-
Yep.
Mm.
So rest in peace to him, man.
Word.
See, we teach that the babies are the greatest. You know what I'm saying? That's the star. All the potential is right there. That's our future, the young. And I'm a father. You know what I'm saying?
Me too.
Remember the perfection, man. That young brother, man. That's foul.
That shit broke my
that's
heart
foul.
seeing that. I don't know,
That's
I can't sit here and give you like a story about it because I don't really know too much about it. Because what I did was like scheme through, and I would see the stuff. But just seeing a mother on Instagram crying and hurting like that, that shit fucked me up. And me, I'm a father of 4 kids.
Peace.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know, man. I don't even know how we'll recover from that after that. Like real talk, I wouldn't know.
The father was supposed to was striving to give a transplant, correct?
Yeah. So that they said something about that he had a record or whatever.
And the hospital was the hospital's policy.
Right.
It wasn't anything legal. It was the hospital's policy to not accept the father as a donor.
Yeah.
Mm.
I don't really understand where that even comes from, to be honest with you, because
That comes from the agenda to see us wiped off the planet. You know what it is.
Basically.
You an
That's
original
right.
man
Right.
like me,
Basically.
you know what it is.
So now, the question you was asking about, were you born a 5%er, right?
Yeah, so not were you born?
Was I born into
were
the
you
5%?
were you raised? Were you
I was
raised?
not raised from a child as a 5%er.
Okay.
My parents are from the South. You know, I grew up as a Christian, a Baptist Christian, and I heard, you know, I had a lot of brothers in my neighborhood. I had the 5%. I had the Nation of Islam. I had the Malcolm X grassroots movement, Black Panthers. All these people were in my neighborhood in New Rochelle growing up. Very active area. And when I was 16, some brothers took us into St. Catherine's Church and laid out a bunch of books on the table and told us to start reading these books and studying and building with us and teaching us our history, things I had never even heard about our people. At that point, to me, our history really was just we were slaves, because that's all we were taught in these schools. So I had no knowledge of who we were before slavery.
Okay.
And of course, that's by design. So I'm reading things like World's Greatest Men of Color, Volumes 1 and 2, Stolen Legacy, all types of books opening up the world to me about ourselves. And, you know, it came to a point maybe 5 years later, I was 21 when I accepted the knowledge, you know, that I decided to join, you know, the Nation of Gods and Earths, that they're trying to call it today, with the 5%ers. And, you know, that was, I think, the most pivotal point in my life as a young adult, because it showed me manhood, good orderly direction. It showed me how to complete things. And, you know, born, since you said being born means to be complete. Take me through 9 steps, you know, from knowledge to born, like being born from the womb of the woman. I was born into the mind of Allah's mathematics at that time.
Damn, that's
you
deep.
know, I was peace, you know, and it changed my life, B. It changed my life, you know. It changed my life, you know, and for the better, you know.
I see, man. Like, that's some deep shit right there.
Word.
You gotta give me a horn or something for that, man. Like, come on, man. That's some hot shit right there, man.
Yeah, that's some deep shit. Yeah, for
Let
sure.
the knowledge be born. That's right.
That's dope. All right, so more. Let's get into this music thing then. Like,
Yes, sir.
so as an artist, are you consider yourself more of a rapper, or just a more of a hip hop artist, a rapper? Everything's the same, but you're more in the streets, or you're more of a. Help me out here, bro, because you know I'm a stupid guy when it comes down to talking shit. Like, so you're more like a hip hop, or you're more of a hip hop guy, or you're more of a, you like to have a message behind your music.
Indeed, everything is a message, man. We got to say these babies, you know. Pardon me. I'm not with the knucklehead hip hop. That's not my thing. I'm not with anything mindless. You know, and now that I've become a father as well, I damn sure can't just put things out there that's reckless, that lead to the destruction of our babies.
Word.
Right.
And plus, like I said, when I was young, I was brought into the knowledge of self, and I was attracted to that. I mean, look, we had music like "You Must Learn" by KRS-One when I was young. We had Divine Force, you know, Sir Ibu, you know what I mean? I'm Sir I, the God on the microphone. They were manifesting science. My favorite MC is Rakim, you know what I mean? We had Public Enemy.
The king of
you
it.
know, I grew up with Grand Poobah and Brand Nubian and them, you know what I'm saying? So around where I'm from, there was just so much of an influx of knowledge. People was always striving to drop jewels on us when we was young. They was trying to save our lives, because we was losing people left and right in the streets, as we are today.
So you around like the Public Enemy?
I rhyme like Kasim. You know what I'm saying? It's
No,
just
I'm
my
saying
spin
not
on
what you rhyme like.
righteousness.
You were around that time, like the Public Enemy era.
Yes, like I started rhyming when I was 8 years old.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, I couldn't believe how the kids from New York City could tell stories over beats. It'd be on time, and they would rhyme. I didn't even know you were supposed to write them. I was 8, so I just walk around mimicking what I heard. You know, they call that freestyling. You know what I mean? And then I didn't know. I was just rapping. You know, when I got turned on to hip hop, MCs didn't like the term hip hop. It was rap music.
Okay.
Hip hop was more the corporatized, you know, the corporate
labels
version of it. Yes, that was like after Fab Five Freddy was introducing it to Debbie Harry and them cats and the artsy cats. Because you got to remember, when hip hop started, disco was not trying to let hip hop live. Just like at the same time, rock music wasn't trying to let punk rock live.
Right.
So hip hop artists would oftentimes perform with the punk rockers. You dig what I'm saying? Like, you know, and that's what kind of expanded the fan base, because this is a rebellious type of music. You know, they were taking vocational studies out of the schools. They were taking the arts out of the schools. And these are very poor neighborhoods, you know what I mean, where cats was plugging up, you know, extension cords into street lights, you know, and throwing parties in abandoned buildings. They didn't have instruments anymore, so we had 2 turntables, and they were innovating styles of how to cut music back and forth, and scratching originated, and all these different things. Like the MC was the least important dude. It was about the DJ back in the day. The MC be on the mic talking about his DJ and asking what your zodiac sign is and all the above. You know what I'm saying? And getting the crowd hyped. That was his job. And then rhymes evolved, over that time. Like, I grew up spinning on my head. I'm a graffiti artist. I'm an MC. You know what I'm saying? I can beatbox. The one thing I couldn't do
you
was
are
DJ.
you are the equivalent of the culture.
Yeah, I'm the last b-boy standing.
Right.
I need to tell you. You know what I mean? The last head spin I did was in 2008, just to show my nephew that I could get down still.
Right.
So let me chime in just to say the hip hop basically. I'm gonna bring it back to the culture, the gods and nerves, because without the gods and nerves, there probably would not be no hip hop.
You know that song, B. If it wasn't for the gods, this rap ish probably never would be going on.
The b-boy stands. That's us in the Trooper Square.
Do you know why?
No.
Because we would stand on the guards, when I say that, the 5%ers would stand on our square when they was doing security at the spots, especially standing around the DJ table to make sure nobody bumped it, nobody paid it, nobody found out what the DJ was spinning. Because he used to have, they used to have labels covered up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To not let you know what they was playing, because their record was their jewels. That was their personality as a DJ. So they can't let you bite that. Today, everybody
The top secret weapon.
Indeed.
Yo, I'm loving these classes right here, bro.
Word.
Bro, I'm telling you.
That's why I'm staying quiet.
I'm dead serious. I'm loving this right here.
Hell yeah.
Because it's sometimes that,
Actual fact.
we more or less, when we bring people in, like we're hearing more about the culture now.
Right.
So we kicking back, like hearing about what's going on before is really dope, and where it's coming from. So I appreciate you guys, like, and the shit just started. So imagine, imagine.
I get into this project.
Yeah, I definitely want to get in. That's why I do want to get into his project, because I do want to talk about that first track. But before we talk about the first track that we played, I want to get into the project. It's called we have it right. This is your first project right here, right?
This is not my first one, but this is what's out now.
That's
Just
what's
dropped
out right
in
now.
July.
So
Return
y'all
of
see
the
right
God
there.
MC.
And this could be heard on Spotify, iTunes.
Indeed.
Okay.
Anywhere you buy music, anywhere you stream music, pretty much you can find it.
Gotcha.
All right. So that the first track that y'all heard when we started was
Hip Hop is Black.
Hip Hop is Black. So now talk to us about that, because that's like controversial right there.
Of course.
When people hear that, they're like, huh?
Of course.
So I would like to talk to us a little bit about the mind frame about that track right there.
Well, first and foremost, black is not necessarily a color. Black is, the essence of all that exists. The whole spectrum you can glean from black, And when we started this hip hop thing, it was original people. Because people were like, yo, what about the Puerto Ricans? The Puerto Ricans were spinning on their head. They was doing graffiti. They was doing everything. They was rhyming and DJing and doing everything we was doing at the same time.
I hate having that argument with people. I hate that. That's like one of the most dumbest arguments I've ever found to have with someone about Caribbean and.
Well, you know what? No, let's not call it dumb.
Almost ignorant.
Our people were miseducated.
Ignorant, then.
You know what I'm saying? Our people were purposefully miseducated because that's the best way to control your slaves. They don't want us to know that we connected, that we the same people.
Right.
They don't want us to know that we the original people. They don't want us to know that they came from us.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? If you educate your slave, he's no longer your slave.
True
That's
story.
the reason they didn't allow us to read. That's the reason the first 100 years.
I love it.
Yo, B,
I love it.
That's the reason that the drum was illegal for 100 years because we communicate through the drum.
That's right, through sound. That's
You understand what I'm saying? No, literally through playing different notes and different licks on the drums, those are different sentences. I'm also an educator in the schools, right? And there was one time in the Taft building, I was a dean, and we had African drummers come, and they literally went in my office and played the drums and had someone outside, right? And every time he played something, the person would do something different to show us what talking drums were about. You understand what I'm saying? So knowing that we could communicate through the drums, they banned and outlawed drums in the United States for 100 years.
Wow. Oh, man.
I know.
We learning shit today, boys.
Yo, I'm telling you, man.
Yeah, to try to make a history.
I love
start
this.
off from slavery.
I love this.
Just like when I go back to science, I be calling myself kings and queens because you break it down in simple form. King is what? Knowledge in God. That's knowledge of yourself. That's the power now within you. Everybody got that. You know what I mean? You have to find it. Like I said, this is made for everybody. Everybody's not made for this.
Right.
Believe that.
Well, the chosen are the ones who choose themselves.
That's right.
You know what I mean? You say you one of the chosen people. You got to do as the chosen do. Because the king is one whose word is bond, regardless to whom or what. He knows all there is to know about his circumference and rules it wisely. His circumference is his kingdom. That's his home, his 360-degree circumference, which consists of man, woman, and child, which is sun, moon, and stars, gas, liquid, and solid, thought, word, and action. You understand what I'm saying?
Did your head explode?
I can't even be petty today, bro. I can't even be petty today.
Did your head explode?
I can't be petty today.
Because I know how he is. Like, sometimes it's hard for you to process
No, I'm processing this shit.
Right. Just making sure.
I'm in pain right now, though, but I'm processing this shit. My shit's killing me right now. Fucking weather. But, whatever. That's deep and dope right there. Now, with the latest project that you came out with, what was the overall message then? Because just with that one track, that was a message. But with the overall message in the project, that I want you to tell the people, so when they do go listen to it, they're like, all right, this is what's going on with this.
Right. But this is a return to music that your babies can listen to, man. That they can actually learn something from. They can get a sense of empowerment from. You know, be encouraged by this music. You know, my favorite MC, as I said before, is Rakim. That's the God MC.
Yeah.
I didn't give myself that title.
Yeah.
You know, I represent my nation fully. And I love it because it raised me. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
It taught me things that my father was not able to teach me because certain things he wasn't exposed to. So he wasn't able to give this to me. You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
And for, 5%ers gave me that title of God MC. And it's not just me, it's anybody that's speaking righteousness on the mic, striving to uplift the people, is a God MC. You understand what I'm saying? So this is a return to that style of music, because right now it's a lot of knucklehead stuff out here, a lot of, lean and Percocet and popping pills. Like, listen, man, it's not cool to be a crackhead.
Word.
So why is it cool to be a drug addict today?
Sure, nah, that is 100% facts
I
right
got
there.
a 20-year-old daughter, my G. I got a 13-year-old son. You're not going to push that on them.
Yeah.
People push drugs on babies, man, they end up missing.
Now, your son and your daughter, seeing that your father is an artist, and do they try the music industry also?
Nah, my daughter's a dancer. She's been dancing since she's a child. Now she choreographs for her dance troupe in college.
Okay.
I can see her going professional with that. She's always danced. My son, he's nice. My first thing is visual art. We all got that from my father.
Okay.
Now, he's nice with visual art, but he'd rather be an athlete. And that's dope. So he was a 2-time state champ, 1-time regional champ, 3-time junior Olympian in track and field of 1500. He was wrestler. He was rookie of the year on the wrestling squad. Next year he had match of the year. He's boxing. He plays football.
The man doing
You understand what I'm saying?
Give it up.
I'm proud of him.
How old is he?
He's 13.
13.
And most importantly, last year he carried a 98.6, average in mathematics. Man, he spoke the way he spoke at my father's funeral yesterday.
So you raising a straight up king right there.
Yes, sir.
I love it, bro. I love it.
Sir.
Oh man, I love
King and queen. Yes,
I
sir.
love it. I love it. That's
dope,
dope, man. So definitely, all right. So he's doing the sports thing, but you say he also nice with it. Like if he wants to, he could do it.
I could show you. Oh yeah, he could. Like, he chose not to rhyme. He's a visual artist. My nephew, my sister's son, you know what I mean? He's 15. He's killing stages all over Oakland right now.
Yeah.
He's nice. I started him rhyming. My the mother of my civilization, my baby's, my children's mother, her nephew, my nephew Vasco. He's 23. He just came back from tour over the summer in Japan. He lives some of his life out in Japan as well, so he rhymes in English and Japanese. I started him rhyming too.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
That's
this
dope.
is ridiculous.
Yeah. the reason why I asked too is because we in this generation now where I notice where, as a parent, a lot of time the kids, back in the days the kids wanted to do what their parents do.
Right.
But now it changes a little bit. Now they don't want to be like their parent. I mean, they respect it and they acknowledge it, but they want to probably do something a little bit different.
And don't you love that?
I do because
they're original.
Yep,
That's what I mean.
I do.
Right. Use your first mind. Original means first. Man means higher intelligence or mind. You know what I mean? Use your first mind. Develop your skills. You know what I mean? Bring your thoughts into physical reality. Everything we're dealing with right now was once a thought. We sitting on thought, sitting at a thought, utilizing thought. You understand what I'm saying? And how does the world grow and develop if not for original thoughts?
Word. I gotta hang out with you
That's
one day,
right.
bro.
Everything starts.
I feel good, yo.
Everything
Bro, I
starts
feel
from a
good.
spark. Everything starts
feel
from the
good.
mind.
That's what I'm talking.
Yo, I feel
let me-
inspired right now. I'm telling you, man, I inspired. 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 Inspired
Hey,
on
that's what we
dying.
do. That's
So let me
right.
ask you something. Artists such as a J Electronica, who is like on the mainstream level? Like, what do you see going on with him? Because obviously he keeps putting out music, but you don't see an album.
You know, that's interesting. Like, and because that's not my business, and I don't know, you know what I'm saying, exactly what's going on. I could only speculate, which wouldn't be fair. I can tell you what happened to us with my first deal, and I'm sure some of that is being happening to limit what he's doing. Like
Okay,
it is.
Because, you know, we got signed to EMI in '93. You know what I mean? And we put out a little something, but we got jerked real hard a couple of times, right? And then I recall my management / label after we left EMI, they said, well, why don't you cut off your locks? I had long dreadlocks back then, so why don't you cut off your locks, you know what I'm saying? Put on a suit and use your deep voice and rhyme to the girls.
Cut them off.
Like Father MC.
Okay.
Like Father MC.
That's
like
basically
someone else. I am a fan
ridiculous.
of no man.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I might respect and love what you do, but I'm not your fan. You understand? And to cut off at the time I didn't want. What? I'm growing my locks.
That's right. That's your intent.
If I choose to cut them off, that's on me. But you want me to do that, change my style. I said, look, that's not what I'm into. That's not what I do. He's like, well, we got so-and-so. I won't even say their name. We had so-and-so are no longer in the business of teaching. So in 96, 97, I shook his hand and stepped off.
I wouldn't even do that. I wouldn't even shook his hand.
Nah, why
But
not?
he was being professional.
It's just business.
Man,
It's business.
I see it like this. This throws the topic that goes on now. It's been on for like 2 years with the Kaepernick situation. That's like just saying the man don't have a job right now. That's like a owner coming by him and saying, well, Kaepernick, man, I could put you on the team as a starter, but you can't be kneeling no more. You fought for that. You basically did this protest, and now because the owner's telling you I could give you a job, that's basically just selling yourself to the devil. Basically,
Sure
that's how I see it.
Exactly.
So that's your message, and I respect Kaepernick because he's not gonna just accept the job just because they want him to stop doing something. Nah, that's a movement that he's doing right now.
That's right.
You can't stop that shit.
I can say it like this, man. Like after all of that, though, right? Who comes back to the game 20 years later, 20 plus years later? Now I own my label. I got my own distribution. I got artists being signed to my label. I can provide distribution for people. I can provide label situations for people. I came this close to like being considered. Well, I was being considered. The album was getting closer and closer to a Grammy nomination. Grandmaster Flash said the game need me is the dopest record he heard in 20 years. All right, Africa Islam was just cutting. You know what I'm saying? Hip hop is black with Ice-T throwing his hands in the air to my shit. All right, Grand Mixer DXT. Right, all these people I grew up under listening to and respecting. Right. I'm on a radio show with this brother. He hears the song. He's like, yo, your shit is bananas. The same Saturday coming, I do a panel discussion with him. And he's pushing my album to them like, yo, get Kasim's album. That's my man. After 2 meetings, that's my brother.
Right.
So at this point, I'm good. It's all right. Because one, you know, business is very impersonal. So I can't let my feelings get too hurt behind them not wanting to work with me anymore back in the day. I have to keep it moving. Because it's up to me to provide food, clothing, and shelter, not for them. You understand what I'm saying? So if you ain't with what I'm with, well, shit, if you was on that in the beginning, I never would have got signed. You understand what I'm saying? So if you change, you know, what your direction is, that's on you. It's up to me to, you know, bring food to my table. So I went to spoken word, you know what I mean, from maybe 2000 to 15, 16. I toured the world doing that. It got me voiceover commercials. I did like 30 commercials. I was teaching poetry in London. You understand what I'm saying? All up and down the Eastern Seaboard. I got 4 babies named after me on this planet, man. I'm enjoying
resume.
what I do, my G. You know what I mean? I've done plays, you know what I mean? Independent movies. Come on, man. I'm having a good time. I'm having a good time.
You're doing something that you love,
you know
which makes
poetry
makes
got
it
me
even more
into the
like
schools. They would call me to do a show in the school. Next thing you know, I'm the poetry teacher next year. And I mean, I'm talking out of 8 periods, 6 classes. I'm giving midterms. I'm teaching therapy. You know what I'm saying? Like through poetry. I'm getting them to learn their history through poetry. One of my lessons is letters to my father. I taught in juvies. I taught in shelters. You know what I mean? Right now, I'm teaching hip hop and graffiti in the middle school in the Bronx. Come on, man. I'm all right. It's okay. It's okay. And now I'm back in the game.
Right.
Banging in like 7 countries. and a bunch of stations here playing me with some boom bap shit, some 90s type of shit. Come on, man. It's all right.
You're good right now.
It's all right. It's all right.
Perfectly good right now.
I'm having a good time.
So talking about the project again, who did most of the production, or who were the producers on?
A bunch of good people. Like, I did 2 beats. My man Scratch God did some joints on there. My man Ruff, his brother down in Florida, did some joints on there. My man from Chicago, Big Scott, he did some joints on there.
Okay.
It's a well-rounded CD.
Right, I was gonna say you got like a little bit of every part of like the country.
Yeah.
So it's dope. Yeah.
I got Sadat X on there with a joint for one of our fallen comrades. You know what I mean? On my last album, Living Mathematics, X and Jamal joined me. You know what I'm saying, on a joint called Job Pretenders. You could check the video. You know, man, it's all right. It's all right. You know, we coming.
That's what you call getting your heaven on this earth.
Yeah, man.
Word.
It's coming.
Well, I'm happy for you, man. Like, definitely, because you deserve it.
Thank you.
Seeing like you definitely deserve it. Now, let's talk a little bit about your father. You know, you did bury him yesterday. What was your father, an actual artist himself, or?
Yes, he was a visual artist. You know, like my pops, man. Our last name is Whittled, right? And my pops also whittled all of our lamps as children. We had the only African lamps in the house. His cane that he walked on, he whittled that and a whole series of those. You got whole villages depicted on wooden canes.
Do me a favor, explain what whittle is, because I know a lot of people don't understand.
Okay, whittling is basically sculpting, right? He take a little X-Acto knife or some razors and start cutting actual scenery, faces. He got snakes wrapped around, wrapped around the stick, elephants, you know what I mean, villages, people beating on drums, the whole 9 yards on a staff. You know what I mean? And I gave my son the last walking cane he was working with. I got like 7 of them in my closet. He gave them out to people, in our hood in New Rochelle, where we from. Gave them to people. These things are worth thousands of dollars. It's original artwork. You know what I mean?
Right.
I got all of his old drawings and paintings and stuff. And that's where my sister and I got it from. And we imparted that to our children. And some of his brothers and sisters are also, were also artistically inclined. He was a Vietnam vet, you know what I'm saying? He got us into martial arts when we was young. This dude would light a Winston. We come out of Bruce Lee movie and he'd run all the way home with a Winston lit. So I see why my son and my sister would track. My sister ran track from 7th grade all the way through college. You know what I mean? My son right now, come on, man. I'm like, wow. I'm just impressed with him, and it also shows me who I am. You know what I mean? He lived with us the last 1.5 years, 2 years of his life. We moved him back up from Virginia, and I watched my son bring out my daddy. You know what I mean? The guy that he was when I was a child.
Right.
So I actually got to have 2 childhoods by watching him do the same things with my son. He was at every track practice. He was at every football practice, every meet, every game. My son just started boxing, but my father saw a couple of those lessons too. He was at the wrestling meets and at practice, no one's allowed back, in the back room. But Grandpa had a chair back there that the coaches made sure my pops could be there every time. So the same way he was there for me, you know what I mean? And my parents divorced when I was 7. The same way he was there for me, he was there for my son. And you can't beat that.
Right.
That's right. That's right, being present. That's right, being present. Because a lot of people don't know a father is a great big deal part, you know what I mean, in the child's life. And, not to take nothing away from the sons, but definitely for the daughters, you know.
Right.
Because, I didn't really grow up now with a father, but, my grandfather, he took on that position, But end of the day, what I'm trying to say is, for young jokers, you will find a role model, you know what I mean? It may not be a good role model, but you will find somebody that may bring you up, you know what I mean, out here in these streets. But you definitely want to be there for your daughter, because you don't want your daughter getting taught the wrong foods, you know what I mean? Because she won't even really know what a real man is.
Well, my role model was my mother. Yeah. And the sad part about it is that as me being the oldest of 3, we live with my father and my mother together. Like, I'm 33 now. I say my mother and my father, they broke it off when I was like 20, 21. So there was, it was there. But the problem is that they was together, but it was always my mother. My father was an alcoholic, a drug dealer. He didn't give a shit about his kids. But we lived in that same house.
That's right.
He was more or less like a roommate. So I had to wait for my father to be drunk to be around his friends to acknowledge me as his son. So when he's around his friends, oh, my son this, my son that. But he used to feel bad because I used to ask for money. Back then, a quarter you could have bought a shitload of stuff with a quarter. So he wouldn't give it to me. So his friends would have given me $5. So he used to be like, oh, you do this shit to embarrass me, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Me being the oldest, too. I'm the oldest there.
Too.
So he used to, like, to me, I mean, I know y'all don't probably want to hear that because, you just bury your dad. But my dad was a piece of shit. Literally. And it's sad because now he's going through some shit now. And, he's been sick or whatever. At the end of the day, he's still my dad, but my mother was my heart. That's right. Yeah. I don't want to talk too much about my mother because I start, it start fucking with me. But my mother was my role model regardless of what.
Yeah, I feel you. But listen, man, my mom's was the heart. My dad was the art. After the divorce, my mother raised us. I had the greatest mother on the planet. You know what I mean? She struggled. We was in them projects. She struggled and did the best that she could. You know what I mean? My pops also was an alcoholic. You know what I mean? I would sit up in the bar. One of my poems is I Know Why Daddy Liked the Bar. You know what I mean? And one of the lines is like, I would have Coke and his would have rum. And here, he's always bragging about what his children are becoming. And here my daddy's feeling right. And as a matter of fact, I'm kind of lit tonight, so if I don't get no loving, I can always start a fight because gin kills the brain cells that gives niggas stage fright. So bartender, I'm ready for number 6. You understand what I'm saying? And I had to overcome that. You know what I mean? But at the same time, while he was up in there, I hung with him and his friends. And he definitely blessed me with whatever he had. You know what I'm saying? He rocked with us. And he showed me, you know what I'm saying, without being inappropriate, what it's like, you know what I'm saying, to be a man amongst his friends. You dig what I'm saying? Like, and it's important, you know what I mean, to teach your sons how to be men so those young men don't grow up and fuck over them young women.
There you go.
And the father's the foundation. He plant that seed. He shine that light. He's the provider of light, life, and energy for that family. You know what I mean? And when daddy's gone, everybody's fucked up in the game. You understand? That's why you hear these women talking about on Father's Day, you know what I mean? They celebrating that too because I'm mommy and daddy. No, sister, you not. You're mommy. You understand? Who had a whole lot of undue pressure put on her. You understand what I'm saying? And, that shit is rough. So all respects to your mother. You know what I mean? Right. And, willing your father before he leave this planet, because we all leaving, willing your father learns something about that and, and corrects his error, especially with you guys. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because regardless to who
you might be a bigger man than he is.
You are his eternal life. You are his seed.
That's right.
All right? Father plants you into the mother and mommy give you back to him. You understand what I'm saying? Because you are him. You are his living cells, his living energy, and so will your children be. My son look more like my father than I do. You understand? And I look just like him. You understand what I'm saying? I can't deny that, man, but I wouldn't deny that, man. You understand? And I was angry with him sometimes. We all angry with our pops because we young men and we have our ideas on how we want to be. And of course, I'm going to be better, and I want to be better than him for the sake of my babies. So my son can be better for his because I got my, I got my shit with me too. We all do. Yeah. All right? But peace is proper education. Always correct errors. And in order to be at peace with yourself, accept your errors, and that's how you correct them. And you correct them in front of your babies, and you be honest about who you are so they can be honest and real with themselves. You feel me? So respect to
that
you,
shit
bro.
give me chills, man.
Yes, because, one of the things is being a man, just something real simple, is one who takes responsibility for their ways and actions.
Manhood is responsibility.
That's right.
Otherwise, you a grown-ass little boy.
Yep. As a father, I try to do that too. As a father with my kids, everybody that I know always tells me, you're a great dad or whatever. But I need to work on my father skills though. Yeah. I provide for my kids, but love-wise, sometimes I don't give it to them like that. I'm not there most of the time. Only time I'm there is basically on Sundays. I'm work nighttime. So I gotta practice a little bit more. I do. My daughter's my oldest.
Yes, you do.
So
that's what you gotta bring under your
and then my problem is that my daughter, she gets me mad sometimes. She's gonna be a teenager. She's gonna be 13.
She's in a rebellious state.
So she does stuff sometimes that just pisses me off, and I don't know how to just brush it off and just talk to her. So sometimes I like she try to talk to me, and I'm not beat right now. Like, leave me alone. And I shouldn't be doing that to that.
No, you should.
Because if
I do that, that means she could go to someone else.
Exactly.
And what I spoke about. You know what I'm saying?
You got to take a deep breath for a second and just breathe and and see what the big picture is.
Word.
Because when they do that, it's for attention. Your daughter is going to be the one that press you the most. She's going to be the one that puts you under the most pressure and the most fire. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, that's going to be the closest ally you got. You know what I mean? Because your boy, that's your man. He going to go and start his own universe. But daddy little girl is always daddy's little girl.
Exactly.
You know what
Now
I mean?
let me come into that, because now we speak about drugs and stuff, that's why I feel this music, the 90s music, or that era, because the crack hit, you know what I mean, that kind of messed up my family too. But it was the MCs that kind of raised me, you know what I mean, because they was going through it and talking about stuff that I could relate to.
Right.
You know what I mean? One of my favorites was Tragedy. He let me know, his mom was going through something. I'm like, damn, he living my story.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's the difference now when you think about this music. Just
Yeah,
like
and
y'all
I
said,
feel
y'all
like-
been raised, y'all raised on the
Right.
90s, and y'all, that related. Now look, you wouldn't even be here today if it wasn't for that music,
Word.
that culture. You know what I mean?
And I
On some
feel like the
realness.
music of the 90s, early 2000s helped raise a lot of people.
That's right.
Of course.
Because they daddies wasn't around, and that's all
right.
they had. All they had
That's
was the
right.
music to listen
Of
to.
course.
So it's
Every
like,
era's
but
music
now,
raises
when you
us,
think
man.
about it now, though, it's like, who's helping raising these kids right now? Future?
Come on.
Talking about Percocet?
See what I'm saying?
Ridiculous.
I mean, it's just, like I said, I was, when I was listening to trap music, listening to New Generation, I wasn't liking it. Now I'm kind of getting a feel for it, but the reason
Yeah,
is,
but is it the
I call
beats?
it strip hop.
But the
because
reason-
it
Is
reminds
it
me of strip club
is it the
music.
beats though, or the lyrics that you get?
no, it's more or less because of the beats, of course.
the actual
But
music.
the reason
melody.
is too is that
Strip club music.
as a father, my kids is listening to this stuff now. I can't sit there. I mean, I do tell my daughter, like, I told her about my generation, like the Biggies and the Tupacs and stuff like that. They don't really want to hear that. They want to hear this new stuff. So now, as a dad, I try to listen to it. So I try to be up with it. Now, my girl, my wife, whatever you want to call it,
Charlie.
yeah, she listens to this shit now. She's like, "What the fuck is this?"
Right.
And me and my daughter's back there in the car, signing on my sons, and we over here rapping to it. And my girl's like, "The fuck y'all listening to?" And I'm like, "Well, you got to start, getting into the shit because this is what they're listening to now."
Word.
So
I mean, look, you better know what your babies are dealing with.
Yes.
Otherwise, you can't
Yep.
communicate with it. Look,
definitely.
when we came out, man, we were different. You know what I mean? Than anybody else in the game at the time. So we had people that was with it. We had people that wasn't with it. So I tell any artist, do what you do. Change the game. Rakim was different. He changed the whole game. Do
Word.
what you do. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you will have an audience for yourself, and you might drop something monumental. And man, please, I remember before hip hop was even out, man, and it started coming out, I would hear, like, my moms would say, nobody want to hear that bibbity boppity nonsense,
True.
right?
True.
But then when my singles, my grandmother said, man, don't nobody want to hear you rapping on no tape, right? And then, fast forward maybe 3 years, my joint is out. She's handing out Black Beat and Right On magazine and posters and stuff. That's my grandbaby, right? I'm rocking a joint. Me and my crew rocking a concert, open air joint in Mount Vernon. My divorced parents are out there dancing with each other. You understand? Like, Heavy D did it for my mom. She liked Heavy D.
My mom's
Overweight Love is in the house. She loved that. But that's what made her listen to hip hop.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? It's always something for everybody, B. So you got to do what you do. I don't necessarily like all this trap music and stuff. Some of the beats are crack, but I love and support our babies. Do what you do, and don't compromise yourself. That's my biggest argument. That's why you got Fuckboy on my album. You know what I'm saying? Like, these dudes, man, you might not necessarily, like, if you're a homosexual, then that's who you are. Do what you do, whatever floats your boat. You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
But these people who compromise themselves,
Yeah.
to get put in position, that's the shit I'm not messing with.
That's
the
garbage.
little
You gonna sit on-
yachties.
That's-
You're gonna
That's
sit
for
on
that
this
money.
man's lap for a deal when you running out here trying to chase women in your regular time, your spare time, like you're really a heterosexual, but you'll go slob a knob real quick to get this 100,000.
Then you're gay. There's
on
no
this
such
million.
thing as bisexual
Nah,
for
hear
men.
me, G.
Oh,
Hear
that's
me, G.
good.
Hear me, G. You know what I'm saying? I'm not with somebody that'll compromise your manhood.
That's right.
All right, you can't do that. Either you a man, you know what I'm saying? Handling your responsibility, being the head of the household, the family, and all of the above, or you doing something else. But be who you are. Represent who you are. You understand what I'm saying? I respect the person, deeply that'll just tell me that's what you do, but this is what I do. Because you're an individual. You do what you do, and you have the right to. You understand what I'm saying? But don't get on no stage and lie to me. You the hardest motherfucker now that you got your deal, but you had to bend over, you know what I'm saying, to get that deal. You ain't hard. That motherfucker was hard that put it up your ass. What you talking about? You understand what I'm saying?
Definitely,
That's what I'm talking about. Don't compromise yourself. Don't compromise your manhood because our babies being emasculated out here, and we being killed by these police. We being killed by this system. They killing us in the streets, and they not being convicted of this shit. The citizens, the cops, the system. They feeding us poison in the food. They poison in the waters. They poison in the air. They fucking up the environment. And you gonna sit there and get with it. You gonna sell drugs to your babies through music. You gonna get with it. I can't fuck with that.
What's even funnier to me is like Future is like the main one.
Word. And he don't get down with that
exactly shit. Like he promotes it in his music, but he don't smoke it, he don't drink it, he don't do it.
So like Illuminati type shit right there, man.
Well, you can't call it Illuminati type shit because they wouldn't let no black man in the Illuminati. That's some real shit, and that's been going on. That's been going on for hundreds and hundreds of years. That comes over here from Europe. That's not something. You got rich people out here. People got a couple million. Yeah. They can't get in that.
That was that Kendrick line.
Jay-Z
I remember
and them
in High
cats
Power.
are not Illuminati.
That's what Kendrick said in High Power.
Maybe, I don't know. They may be pawns of, because I'm not in the meetings with them. You understand? But they can't be a part of that. Presidents don't run this country. Money dictate policy.
That's right.
Word.
Donald Trump is a puppet. You understand? There's big money out here, B. You know what I'm saying? That Illuminati shit go way deeper than that.
Now let me chime in, just like how the guy was speaking about basically selling out, to a certain degree, or certain when you don't have no discipline, or shall I say dignity, because a couple of years ago I did something with Sadat X and we had an interview, and he spoke about Little Dirt, you know what I mean, and he was like, I ain't really, he's saying some crazy stuff, blah blah blah, and then somebody said, yo, if you really want to get hits on all that, all you got to do is hit, say Sadat said this about him, because he was popping back then. And I was like, you're going to get all the hits. I said, but that wasn't how he presented that. You know what I mean? So basically, I would have been selling out, trying to, make myself look good, but that wasn't the truth. That's right. And I was like, man, I'm not doing it. He said, well, look, that's how you're going to make it. I'm like, but I'm not going to jeopardize it, even compromise. You know what I mean?
Why should you jeopardize your integrity?
That's right. That's right.
Shit, today's degree, causing trouble amongst the righteous, telling lies, stealing, causing them to
fight and kill one another.
That's some bullshit.
That's right.
To do that to get some money, you can't be serious,
Come on.
man. I don't want to see none of my people going against each other. And I'm not going to talk about nobody and disrespect somebody. You know what I mean? Just so you can say, yo, I want to, put some hits on his video or get some shine. That's some bullshit.
That's bullshit. Word is ball. That's right. Got integrity.
So what we're gonna do is this: we're gonna go on this intermission.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna play a few of your tracks. When we come back, we hit that penalty box.
Oh shit!
At that penalty box.
Don't get nervous.
I don't know if y'all fucking with football right now.
I'm not watching, but I grew up watching the Steelers my whole life. That's what I fucks with.
So we it only takes like 2-3 minutes the most.
Do what you do.
We just give out our predictions because we got a bet going on.
Wait, who won last week?
You did. It's 5. No, it's 5. Oh, I'm 5-3 right now.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, I'm still in it though.
Yeah, but first to 9, we got a bet going that one of us got to come in this bitch.
I don't know why you keep saying me.
Well, you are because you're gonna lose.
That not necessarily.
I still got 4 more games. Technically, it's first to 9.
That's fine.
So we do that, and then we'll close out with a few more questions and call it a day.
All right.
So other than that, man, stay tuned, man, because this is a very one of these crazy interviews right here.
Word. We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen, with more.
Yo,
Kasim Allah.
There we go.
Yo, let me ask you a question.
Yeah, this is the God Kasim Allah. I'm just making knowledge born. This hip hop today is nonsense. They feeding our babies garbage, mental poison. So me and Imperial's about to bring you something you can feel. Something real. Hip hop with some lyrics, baby. We bringing it back, y'all.
Yes. A-list, top spot on your playlist. Underground sound, play this. You can say this, Kasim ran away with the crown, stay with the God MC. Maybe not the most famous still. Bring your skills if you hoping to hang with. I hope you know who you supposed to bang with. I rub shoulders with beasts, release anguish. I know the struggle well, we ain't strangers. No need for you to try to hit me to the dangers. They've been trying to kill a God since the manger. Rearrange your mind state, rhymes changer. Make it plain, the blind, deaf, and dumb savior. Son of man came to change your behavior. Subtract the devil and God is the remainder. Dig up the dry bones tenement claimer. Raised up from hell, now I got the flamer. It's the return of the God MC. Peace God, peace earth. Y'all know who I be. It's the return of the God MC. Peace God, peace earth. Many try to beat me. It's the return of the God MC. Peace God, peace earth. Supreme G.O.D. It's the return of the God MC. Peace God, peace earth. Y'all recognize me. On stage with flaming swords, you in the presence of the Lord. Taking it back to the root, to the light in the project hallways. Speaking truth always, teaching the youth. Banging on the walls too. Slick rhymes every time a brother 1-2. Mathematical lyrics you wanna run to. I wanted some too, knew what I was gonna do. I studied Rakim, King, Son, Kane. KRS Chuck created my own lane. Swam 9,000 miles to an underground train. The next stop came universal law. The Lord all wise, you and I see more. Energy pure, history stored deep in melanin. Old men telling me more. Reverse the polarity. Change the paradigm. No man carry me, I'ma carry mine. It's the return of the God MC. Peace God, peace earth. Y'all know who I be. It's the return of the God MC. Peace God, peace earth. Many try to beat me. It's the return of the God MC. Peace God, peace earth. Supreme G.O.D. It's the return of the God MC. Peace God, peace earth. Y'all recognize me. Miraculous black activist, quick with the big flick, the wick guard. Banging on them Catholics, banging them altar boys. All of y'all are savages. And the streets just as guilty as the priests. And the guns and the drugs, babies in them white sheets. Mommy like Molly, daddy locked in the beast. Never knew him anyway, doesn't matter in the least. Got a thirst for the good life and can't get a drop. Won't stop, can't stop. Or it's over, in the rear view, cops approach from the shoulder. I can hear my pops in my head like I told ya. Turn the music down, son, and you can drive sober. Always be aware, son, you're the best knower. Navigate the waters like your nickname Noah. I'm the God MC. My duty be to show ya that which was stolen is what they still owe ya.
NYC's DJ Imperial, Kasim along, let's go.
Drop the top, the sun's hot. Summertime with the fam, the fun don't stop. There's love on the block, so the guns won't pop. Imperial, bring that old school knock. Me and mama do the walk while the baby's heads rock.
You know what it is, Kasim along, DJ Imperial with that full paradise. We got the clubs on smash, worldwide. Hey yo, my man, buy that shorty a drink. That's the joint.
A quick two-step bag, shorty, you slept. It ain't that serious, son, who next? Burger on the grill for the God. Got an earth that'll kill for the God. Beats banging, the babies up in the background. Cousins scrapping, neither wanna back down. Take 'em out, kids don't know how to act now. I got a belt and all they ass sat down. Papa cars, I played my position. The world may change, but I stay on my mission. Supreme mathematician, ask you to listen. So we can build on improving our conditions. The bright lights in the big city, it's all pretty, but we still live gritty. All the kids doing school is throw smitties. Turn up, cops lock 'em up quickly. Smoke weed, have sex and cut class. Go home to mommy with a rash on their ass. But tonight we celebrate life. Get the shell tops, I'm a party in the moonlight. Get your cameras, the lamps, and the boom lights. For where the smoke, I heat it up in the fumes might. Get your most high, open up a closed eye. You never know if you don't try. I sound like a pusher, jewels attract onlookers. Blow up the spot, everywhere they look us. Skills took us, miles from the crowd with the cook up. When I'm on stage, the crowds look up and see me in Imperial. New material, classic hip-hop to smash up the stereo. Stay focused on that and keep it cool, right? I can't mess with the fools in their paradise.
Classic material for 2016. I need all the ladies to report to the dance floor. We getting ready to get it in, you know what I mean? That's the joint.
Rest in peace, Harvey. I recall what my mom said. Stay calm, try to keep me out of harm's way. Party at the boys club, Prince Ron say. On the 1 and 2s, and that's when I knew that I could heat it up too. And I'ma show and prove one day. See the struggle, that's the beauty of hip hop. Black life spit on tracks, peace to whiz. Now rule mob, y'all know what it is. I be showing them kids my flows, leave them frozen. Radio confused a few when they chose them. What you know about windmills, linoleum, black books, designs, and cans of Rust-Oleum? Yeah, Imperial did it again. I'm feeling the blend. Big God deliver the gem that I can heat up. Flood the market, flip the re-up. Food on the table now, everybody eat up. We feeling good in the sunshine, fresh to death. Put away your stress one time. Live a little bit, put a dip in your spine. Keep cool, your backbone might slip. That's why the guard got a tight grip. And I'ma ride it all day and all the way through the night shift. I like this, y'all, and I'ma do me. Hip-hop's the vehicle, the inside's roomy. I don't chase the fame, it's the rush. Jump on stage and all the pain get crushed. Everybody say yeah, throw your hands in the air, there's love right there. Let somebody new in, kinda rare. Don't think you're slick, get caught out there and you.
Yo, I need all the DJs to hit my man Kasim alarm. Get this new joint, put it in your Serato, and we get ready to rock out.
That's the joint.
To be a bad titty sucker, and I plan to stay a black motherfucker.
That's me. Yeah, I hit these New York City vibes with a slick ditty vibe. I hear him talking about what kind of shit he got. The last shit he dropped was hot, but now what kind of new shit he got? I'm about to blow up fat like a thyroid. Roll another one, nigga. Yeah, that's my boy. Up in the whip with an old school chick, banging old school shit like Anita, making my joy. Ha. Yeah, or maybe that may feel. It don't matter to me, it's how they feel. The gods stay real, yeah. And I can rock a hot show as long as they know they peel. Don't you give me no problems. Got a crew up in Harlem to come and solve them. Don't pay me, they rob them. Hey, I need a pool full of cash. I can dance and splash, get fly and smash. Yeah, this is life in the arena. Stage full of gods from the rules of Medina. Far Rock's finest imperial. Body the track, had to scratch off the stereo. Murdered the game, let him know he ain't fair to you. Making it clear to you. Throwing bows in the lane, straight bringing the pain is what we here to do. Hey, go ahead and bust that two-step. You surprised, let me find out you slept. I see you hating on the sidelines, you sex. Who's next? I leave these niggas too vexed. Love the music, God seeing quite a few checks. Radiate the magnetic all around me. Spread the music that attract love surround me. 120 ground me, God found me. Rhyming in the lunchroom profoundly. Black medallion on my neck, G check me. Lamb blood and the people respect me. I'm here to show them through, brother. Drop jewels, motivate the people to move. They blind, we remove the covers. True school hip hop lovers. We bringing the real back, and for that, these motherfuckers love us. Yeah, now throw your hands in the air. Hip hop is black, let the facts stand clear. Everybody welcome, open mic up in here. But don't change shit or we can fight up in here. I'd rather rock the party right and make the people groove. Ladies drop it like it's hot, brothers keep it cool. Nobody make moves, nobody get hurt. Nobody mama gotta put a baby in the dirt. You're headed for self-destruction. The hood fell apart from government corruption. What a production. We being used as a pawn on a chessboard, mentally abused. You can't see that they controlling your views through the news and YouTube. But yes, you too. Go ahead and plug in the system, boo-hoo. Now they watching every damn thing you do. All the guns, all the weed, nigga, boo-hoo. You're hot now, next stop, lockdown. 3 hots in the cot, what you got now? The world moved on, your block forgot about you. On a cell block, nothing in your mailbox. Niggas coming home shell shocked. No work for a jailbird, sell rocks. Yeah, throw your hands in the air. Hip hop is black, let the facts stand clear. Everybody welcome, open mic up in here. But don't change shit or we can fight up in here. We all got goons, alright? Just be clear. Don't sleep, we roll deep, it lit. organic. Don't panic, you can't handle it. What they built, God come to dismantle it. Run up in the radio station, they can't stand it. We freeing hip-hop, bring it home, hand it to the next generation of cats who understand it. We influence the whole damn planet. We can have our own land if we plan it. Standing in our own mansions, jamming. Yeah, throw your hands in the air. Hip-hop is black, let the facts stand clear. Everybody welcome, open mic up in here. But don't change shit or we can fight up in here. Yeah, throw your hands in the air. Hip-hop is black, let the facts stand clear. Everybody welcome, open mic up in here. But don't change shit or we can fight up in here.
They put their club upside your head and then turn around and accuse you of attacking them. Every case of police brutality against a Negro follows the same pattern. They attack you, bust you all upside your mouth, and then take you to court and charge you with assault. What kind of democracy is that? What kind of freedom is that? What kind of social or political system is it when a black man
right here is
has
for
no
Eric
voice
Garner.
in court?
Eric Garner's me, you, brother. Any one of us, these cops is killing us left and right. And we ain't doing nothing about it. We got targets on our backs. Our babies got targets on their backs. Down on the block, surrounded by the cops, about to get knocked for selling cigarettes. The choice that a nigga gets, a cage or a casket. They both a box, plus a bigger check. Money flow if you knock them down, lock them down. Apply the chokehold, it's worse than if you shot them down. The whole block around, they all synced it. See, this stops now, the cops from the precinct made his heart stop. He's not breathing. This man got murdered on the block for no reason. It's killing season, and I refuse to be the target of a savage. I'm hunting rabbits. I'm Elmer Fudd with the snub. This is madness. Vegetarian, peel back your cabbage. It's more than metaphors. Raining down, let it pour. Wake up the lion inside of us. Let it roar. If guns bust in the law, I trust to serve just us. Police bum rush us. They run up in our breasts, put their knees on our necks. Even the babies is under arrest. Cover your head, neck, and your chest. They checking your desk. Set you up quick, there's no togetherness. Divide and conquer, only keeping us oppressed. Cause we don't love each other no more. We all depressed. We all stressed. It's no excuse to allow this abuse they supposed to protect. Instead they put a chokehold around the neck of Mr. Eric Garner. Murder, that's the cause of death. And then you got the nerve to want respect in the neighborhood without watching your step, without you breathing down my neck, looking over my shoulder. I know you're about to pull me over. Why your songs always gotta sound ignorant? Nonsense bar after bar, I can't figure it. Why your songs always gotta sound ignorant? Nonsense bar after bar, I can't figure it. Ha, they wanna
bottles of Moscato with hot models. Doing the wobble, living life full throttle. Jet set with Colombian Delgado. Got the product at the drop tomorrow. Tried to follow. That thing land, get treated like a king. Phone ring, it's the homie Ricardo. We hit the lotto. I remember when we had to borrow. Poverty and sorrow, bitter pills to swallow. Get the point, and the hood is hollow. And when they get it, another funeral up and shallow. Remind me of Lamont and Rollo. Ghetto dwellers, ignorant together till it's write the songs always gotta sound ignorant.
Alright, y'all, we back. Penalty box in full effect.
Yes, sir.
Kasim. Can you hear us? You gotta turn that mic on, Greg.
Oh, hold on.
One second.
Hold up. Let me do shit live.
Greg, the engineer, always doing his thing.
What, the mic is not on?
Oh, I wasn't connected.
Oh.
Come on, Greg. Talking to the mic. Oh, you gotta turn it on.
Alright, test. Nope.
Oh, still coming up. Come on, Greg. Stimulate your mind, Greg. Nothing. There you go.
There we go.
Hey. He's making his own beat. All right. Yo, Greg, do me a favor. Turn up his mic a little bit.
One.
There we go. All right, you ready to go?
Let's go.
All right. Shit, ready? Yeah.
Let's see what you got for me.
Somebody warn the West. Nigga ain't running. Nigga ain't running no more. The legend of nigga in color, rated PG, parental guidance suggested.
Yeah. Carson Law in the penalty box. Usually where the government try to keep a black man to tell the truth, you heard? Yeah. It's going down like this in the penalty box. The enemy rocks with the devil. I can't mess with that, not on my level. That's some sick shit, and I'm stranded on the 7. 7 is the symbolic to heaven mentally. You can't fuck with me. Allah sent me to come bomb the devil and show and prove. I make power moves, teach all the youths. Showing and proving is what I do. Daddy Diesel, large colossal, representing his crew. Old school, 47, free God. You can't see the God, I be fighting this jihad. Jihad me the struggle, I don't deal with that though. Actual fact, I'm smooth, get dough. I'm Daddy Diesel, like I said many times. Paint pictures in your mind like an easel. Never evil, King Cos on the microphone, Knievel. I ain't that racist daredevil though. I be the solar controller, adventurous with my flow. I get busy on the mic, kick the devil out the door. The devil is the wrongdoer. I get busy on the mic, see a dope chick but don't wanna screw her all the time. I see a flower, don't pick it. King Cos like Wilson Pickett with the juice. I meant to say the beats, that's the music. Word is born, I love dope sounds when I choose it. Peace to Daddy, remembered in perfection. The King Kasim rhyming over this selection. Word is born, the war veteran. Vietnam, Daddy said Dee Mao. That means get the fuck out of here now, cause them bombs is dropping. Actual fact copping, some trees on the blocking. That's what I used to do back in the days, now I'm keeping the mind clear. Solar controller, actual fact, no fear. Allah ain't raised no punks, I used to dunk on cats on the court. That was my sport. Unless I'm throwing touchdowns and catching them. Actual fact, I never go out fetching them. I ain't Pinocchio, you ain't Geppetto. It ain't no strings, I do my own damn thing, I'm original. Check it out, that mean first, you fuck with the guard, make your whole mind burst. I disperse them cats in my cipher that ain't writing exact, I'm a real rhyme writer. Freestyle rhyme reciter, get busy on the mic with the all-nighter. You better study, don't fuck with cats that's grafted and ruddy. Ruddy is that pale shit burnt by the sun, I'm the sun, original, symbolic to that. Get on the mic and bust a freestyle rap. Sometimes I slip and I stutter, utter nothing but butters. I'm sharp like a box cutter. Get out my face, get out my airspace. For real, use a disgrace. I might pull out out that mace if I don't feel like throwing them hands. Black man stand strong on the planet, 50 grand. Yes, sir, I be get on the mic and start killing it. Cars on the microphone, never distilling, kid, unless it's real and shit. Showing and proving it's King Kasim, love making them power movements. We warming up now. Let's go, what we got, what we got? Oh, shit, what? Hey, oh, shit. Check it out, you don't quit it. Gotta be authentic with this freestyle shit. Yeah, this ain't no written, I ain't bullshitting. Get on the mic and I'm fitting inside the groove. Riding shit smooth like a roller coaster. Strap in, I don't boast, I tell the truth. Teach that shit straight to the youth. I'm King Kasim, God of law, sun, moon, and stars, that's my weapons. I show and prove. Actual fact in the universe I slept in is right and exact. I bring it to the people, teach it, show it, improving. I'm not evil, equal to my brothers. My sisters is coming with me. King Kasim, you'll get with me. I said it twice, I'm nice on this mic device. I get busy, catch more pussy than cat chase mice. Fuck around with this, I'll serve you twice. I love doing what I do. I love this hip hop shit. Get on the microphone and straight Diddy bop, kid. Old school, bopping down the block, feeling good. I be the solar controller. I walk in any hood cause I'm good and I'm safe. Any place like the baseball cat with the single. Hit you on the microphone and mingle. Don't fuck with Pringles. Cars on the microphone, do my damn thing to any competition that wanna come test this. I be the best at this. Don't ever mess with a god like this. King Cars, the show it, improver. I said it many times cause I like to make the moves, yo. You better fall back, pay attention. Word is born, the devil's still out there lynching all them brothers in the form of police. That's the slave catchers. Do the history, you'll see they catch your mind out of there. Get on your grind. I be the solar controller, never get left behind. I write my history in advance. Used to be on the floor in the circle. I love to dance. I would pop and I'll spin on my head, do a windmill. I'm King Kasim, word is born, still filled with energy. I get busy and I disperse that to everybody. Make sure I share, that's equality. Sometimes it rhymes, sometimes it don't. Get on the microphone, I never front, word is bond, I won't. I show when I prove, like I said all the time. Love to get on the mic and spit a quick rhyme. I freestyle, do it for my students, give them juice to use it. King Kasim, I love the music, the influence is kinda dope. Actual fact, the young people grow up and they hope that they could be like the God, and I say yes you can, but I would rather you be better than this man. I be's an old school cat, actual fact, get on that track, showing and proving that God is black. Hey, God is original, that means first. I said it many damn times in many verse. Yo, I can do this shit and I don't rehearse. Get on the microphone, leave MCs in a hearse where they just have to get pulled away in the coffin. Leave them cats coughing, serving niggas often. Word is bond, I'm having a lot of fun. I'm kinda tired cause I had some with my good peoples last night, celebrating the life of my old dad. Word, peace papa, showing and proving I rhyme proper. Get on the microphone and show and prove you won't stop her. Brother that think before he do. I don't speak no bullshit, I come through and I show and prove. I love to say that shit, I done said it 80 times and I'm never gonna quit. Yeah, I'm having a good time, this is all live on YouTube. Real Point, the podcast. I show when I prove on the lost path. I rip them Ross bars in half, living today's math. That's the culture, freedom, freeing the dumb. I show and improving, getting them all busy. Yeah, I like a honey like Kizzy with them thick lips and them real high oops, I meant to say them wide hips. Yeah, sometimes like I said before I might slip, but I can bring that shit back cause I love this track. It feel real good, I represent on the hood like that. Yes, yes to the boogie, up jump the boogie to the rhythm of the boogie. The feet, shuffle your feet, I meant to say the beat, but that's alright, I bring it back cause the beat's kinda sweet and my style unique. Word up. You gotta have a nice vocab to spit this shit. Your lyrics gotta be on point, black. Yeah, you don't stop it. Get on the microphone and rhyme about any topic. My rhyme style exotic, never gonna stop it. Cars on the microphone, you can't drop it. Off of no label cause I own my own. I show and prove, y'all. And the beat is gone. What's this? Uh-huh. Yeah, yeah. Here we go. Yeah. Let me take my time. Back in 93, the God got signed. The group was Invisible Men. Get on the mic and I did it again. Haagen-Dazs was the first single that we dropped on our own. We did mingle with some real high-profile MC stars that we liked. Actual fact, they heard me on the mic, they was like, damn, your voice is deep, your style is sweet, your shit is unique, and you ride that beat. I'm like, yeah, I'm having a whole lot of fun, my dreams is coming true, and I'm amongst everyone that I had on my wall in the form of a poster. I tell the truth, no need to be a boaster. We dropped joints with your man Redhead. God thought it was dope, and we moved ahead, forged ahead, fighting through the whole shit. You can never stop this kid, yeah. We got signed and then we got jerked. And I went back to the lab and went back to work. I don't be falling back, I ain't about quitting. I get up on the mic and the shit that I commit to, I be doing no bullshitting. I ain't missing, I'm right here standing in your face, I'm on a mission. My position solidified in the hood. Everybody know me, even though I go wood or if I go gold or even if I go platinum. I get on the mic, spit rhymes and make it happen. Word is bond, got my respect. You don't buy my record, I can still catch wreck with them clippers or teaching in the classroom. Cause I'm intelligent, I make that shit last. Soon as you come and try to disrespect, I might snap your neck. Keep you in check with the truth that I drop. I rock, I love hip hop, I never stop, never get dropped. If you swing, I might duck and come back and fuck you up. Yeah, that's kinda ill. Maintain God, stay pure, take no pills. Unless it's just a Tylenol or help with some pain. I don't fuck around and start polluting my brain. I used to blow wild trees, then I fell back off of that. Cause sometimes being high everywhere is whack. So you gotta keep a clear mind and keep your thoughts pure. I get up on the mic and rock and say what I say, so I'm sure that it's gonna hit and make sense. I'm on the microphone, my thought pattern's kinda dense. Don't try to mess with this. You get disrespected quick and smacked in the lips. I might hit you in the back of your neck with the mic check 1, 2. The fuck you wanna do? I'm having a good time spitting these rhymes, maintaining, falling back, keep y'all in line. God come first, y'all can come behind. I get on the microphone and I'm on top of my grind. I'm divine, divine means pure. You can never fuck with a brother like this. I got the cure for the negativity that exists. I give them mathematics, don't be dealing with no static. I bring havoc, that's war. And I can show and prove MC Carnivore. Oh shit. Penalty box.
Come on now.
Oh man.
Done killed the shit, boy. That classic hip hop today, boy. That classic hip hop today, boy.
Yeah, we just having some fun.
Hey.
Appreciate that.
Yes, sir. That back on your side.
Justice is your reward or penalty.
There we go.
Penalized today. What happened? Was that good? Y'all like that?
That was great. I like it. I loved it.
Originally, the penalty box was a thing we used to do, like when we first started.
Mm-hmm.
When we first started interviewing artists, we used to say, like, "What's your football team?"
Mm-hmm.
Some of them would say the Dallas Cowboys, and we'd be like, "All right, get the fuck in the penalty
Yeah, no
box."
doubt. You can't let them out either. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here.
That's how it started.
Let's just run. I want to run down these games real quick.
Yeah. Where the fuck my phone?
And then we finish off with some questions.
Oh, shit.
I don't know. Where's your phone at? I gotta grab it so you can start putting the shit in.
Go ahead, start going.
All right. This is how we always do it. The first team I say is they are home, so they play home. Every time I mention the first team, they play home against.
Okay. First team home.
Yeah. So first team is always home. So it's Titans and Ravens. I got Titans.
I would go with Ravens.
Titans, Ravens.
Yeah.
Ravens.
All right. Well, put it down.
I would say the Ravens, man, because, you know, they're a little bit mean, but they're not really making.
Not this season.
I'm not so impressed.
Wait, is Flacco playing?
I'll be hearing.
No, I don't think so.
Flacco
playing.
he's
playing.
falling off too, man. You know what I'm saying? He's starting to
playing.
fall off.
He's
All right, I'm going with the
He's
Titans.
playing.
I'm going with the Titans.
What is that?
No, because Flacco has been playing ass, and he got hurt last game.
Okay.
So,
all right.
I'm going with the Titans on that.
Eagles, Broncos. I'm going
Eagles. Come on now.
Right?
The way the Broncos been playing lately.
Jeez.
And they just changed quarterbacks, too.
Yeah.
So, Eagles.
Panthers, Falcons. I got Falcons.
Falcons on that. I need Matt Ryan to come through for my fantasy team. It's
One,
tough,
yeah.
but
That one, yeah.
I'm not even hearing the Panthers. Like, I ain't watching football to keep it a buck this year, but I'm not even hearing the Panthers' name being yelled unless they joking on the man. You know what I'm saying? So, but the Falcons is a little bit thorough though. Looking at last year, they a little thorough though.
Mm-hmm.
We got Jaguars, Bengals. I got Jaguars.
Bengals defense.
I would just say
you know what it is?
Bengals
The
on
Jaguars
strength of
defense is
perfect,
good.
Damn.
Super.
Jaguars defense is big this year. And
I mean, they beat us this year. They beat the Steelers.
Yeah.
Like, I enough respect to them. You know what I'm saying? But
We got
damn.
on that one, I think I'm taking the Bengals.
all right. Write it down.
Yeah, I got you.
Saints,
Take the Bengals on that one.
Saints, Buccaneers. I got Saints.
You got Saints on that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take the Saints on that.
I don't know shit about either one of them this year.
Yeah, it's just bad.
Texans, Colts. Even though the Texans lost their quarterback, I'm still going with them.
Yeah, I'm going with Texans on that one. They got the running.
Yeah.
They got the wide receivers and the
Texas.
running back on that game.
Houston.
Yep.
49ers, Cardinals. I got Cardinals.
Cardinals, even with a backup quarterback,
I know. Niners was my team too.
they about to go 0-9.
Seahawks. Redskins. I got Seahawks.
Skins.
Yeah,
I'm gonna take
boy.
the Skins.
I'm gonna take the Skins.
I got the Seahawks
All right.
just because the offense is there.
Cowboys,
It's
Chiefs.
gonna be a good game though because Redskins got the defense. They got those two cornerbacks back there.
Cowboys, Chiefs. I got the Chiefs.
Chiefs.
I got the Cowboys on this
All
game
right, write it down.
just because it's Ezekiel Elliott's last game of the season, probably.
I've been hearing that
And
shit
he
for a
gonna be
while.
running
I
his
don't wanna hear that
ass
shit.
off.
This shit is a gimmick.
Yeah. Dolphins, Raiders. I got Raiders.
You got the Raiders on that? Yeah, I got Raiders on that.
Yeah, Lynch all day long, man. Wherever he at, you know what I mean?
Marshawn
And
the
then-
clown, but
And then the Monday night game is Packers, Lions. I got Lions. Aaron Rodgers is not playing. He hurt.
Yeah,
That's a big difference. That's a
And
big
Lions have
difference.
Lions have been doing some good things with their wide receivers.
Stafford is nice.
They don't got no running backs, but
Stafford is
Stafford
nice.
got an arm. Yeah,
He been on the Lions been
So
up
we got
and
two
down,
different
mostly down, but Stafford is
Hold up.
nice.
So you got
38 points, you say?
So I say
38.
just in case if we tie up, it's 38 points in total.
What was the over under?
No, I'm not checking all that. That's it. Just go with your heart.
32.
35.
All right.
I know you hate when I do that. But
All right, write it down. 35.
Yeah.
All right.
Write it down.
35.
So that's that.
So I got the
Document
Bengals,
everything up in
Cowboys, 35.
All right. I'm about to be 6 and
Yeah, all
I'm about to
right.
be 6 and 3.
We'll see. You said that last week.
6 and 3, I promise.
You said that last week.
Yeah, but last week it was a gimme. I just let you.
Like, give me. What are you talking about?
Because I like to be different. Like,
was
we only
talking
had
hella
one
shit.
different game. And the only different game that we had was Cowboys Redskins. I knew
Was
the
it the
Cowboys
Cow-
was going to
did the
win, but I like,
Cowboys that
fuck it. Let
game
me
too?
just pick the Redskins.
Yeah, all right.
I like to take chances.
No excuses.
I like to take chances.
I
like,
mean, look, man, I ain't getting no
what
check,
I've been
trophy,
doing.
or none of that.
Hell
so
no.
it don't matter who
I
I
ain't either
pick. You know what I
shit.
mean? I don't
I
bet.
just ain't
either,
trying to get
whatever,
my
man.
shit paint blue. So.
You know?
well, all right.
BB, let me ask you something. Not to get off the subject. What's the science with the elbow, with the
The spider web?
Yeah. Talk to
Technically, I just love it. But I heard after I got it, that's more or less like a gel tattoo about being just more or less being free. Like it's something about
well, I
the
see
elbows
COs,
is trapped.
COs had a lot of COs.
Yeah, it's like about being free. But I don't know.
Kind of like a racist thing or something. You little bit, you know what I mean? We seen the COs, they had that.
Right.
Well, I hope not because I hope.
How long you had it for?
I mean, Aryan Nation jokers, but that's what I'm asking you because I know you're not.
This shit I had this since like
You heard
2004.
sometimes, right? But the
2004?
I've never heard that one. I know they keep tattoos of like little black babies being hanged and shit like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They
Some
have
of them had
swastikas and shit like that.
Oh yeah, that's good to know because I don't
They had
want
the
to.
web on it. I was like, but it was a
look
couple
into
of white COs that had it, so I
Uh-huh.
figured it was something
That's
connected with
interesting.
something.
I thought he liked Spider-Man, you know what I'm saying?
I just always liked the web for some reason. I just liked the web, and I heard.
What's the other tattoo you got now that we on the subject?
What tattoo?
This one.
Oh, that's just the score with the top hat. That means like sometimes I could get flashy, sometimes I could get assholeish.
I thought you was about to say ashy.
Oh, that shit is ashy.
Go with the top. Let's go with the top.
And then I got my boys' names and stuff around.
You got your kids' names, right?
Yeah, my son's name here.
All right,
I got my daughter's name here.
that's peace.
You got the other one yet?
Who?
Javon?
Yeah, Javon, Jace,
Oh, okay.
Jaden, and Jocelyn. And I got my girl right here.
Charlie.
I got my
Shout out
mom.
to Charlie.
I got my mom name here.
Yeah, you did that one last year, right?
Yeah. No, the same year that she passed.
Right.
I already had her name, so I just went ahead and put the praying hands.
That's peace.
So
Yes.
enough of my
Alright.
tattoos, B. Relax with my tattoos. Because I've been fiended out to get more too.
I
But
got
that's a
one.
good thing to know. I didn't know that.
Yes.
I heard
Yeah.
more or less that it
That's
was about
They said a web of life or something similar.
No, I heard it was something
What?
about just being trapped. It was just
Okay.
about being trapped. That's what I heard.
Okay.
But there's different meanings, I guess. I
I'm
never
pretty
even
sure.
knew that.
I'm pretty sure.
Trapped in the web.
I want to know because if it's like something offensive, I want to like cover the bitch up
my
immediately.
G, it's yours, so you
That's
give
right.
it the meaning. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm
I mean,
fine
yeah,
with
at the
that.
end of
It's
the
yours.
day,
Yeah, but the world that we live in right now,
Mm-hmm.
the world that we living in right now, anything could look bad. Like
Yeah,
it's just so.
Exactly.
Right
That's why
now,
I
we
brought
live
it
in
to
a
you.
world that if you say anything wrong, like when I started, and
You
I
gotta
said-
be you
when
gotta
I
be
started-
politically correct.
Yeah,
with
that's why when I
everything.
started, and I was like, "Are you guys Muslim?" Yes, I said 5%, and I apologize. It's because I don't want to offend.
I know.
You know?
Listen, man, I'm gonna tell you like this: the truth is power, and the
That's
truth
right.
does offend at times.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it stands alone. I'd rather stand alone on truth than get with a bunch of fucking liars.
Yeah.
That's
You
right.
feel what I'm
That's
saying?
right.
Yeah.
Speak
That's
your
right.
truth, man. You the making and owner of your life, man.
That's
You know
right.
what I mean? You made that come into existence on your arm. You own that. You give it definition. Fuck what
Yeah.
them other people are doing because
Exactly.
then they'll group you in with them.
I
You
respect
the
that.
original.
Yeah, I
Fuck
respect that.
shit, man.
Right. Well,
Word.
just for the record, I
There
love
you go.
everybody.
And
I love it all.
That's right.
I love
right.
it all.
Well, love is understanding. You know what I'm saying?
I love all nationality pussy. I love it all. I'm just that type of guy.
All right, so let's get into this now. Just entertainment,
yes.
because I'm interested in this vanguard of hip hop business here.
Yes.
Let's talk about that. How'd you get into this to begin with?
I was on a radio talk show. I'd say about 2005 or so.
Okay.
You know, it wasn't no video or nothing. And so I was just, I was trying to film my way through because basically they had their own show. It was called the Harry J and Mark MC show. Then I came on as a guest, and some people liked me, so they brought me on. Like, yo, you doing your thing. You know what I mean? We had talked about sports. I talked about hood news. Then we went to political. It was a whole segment of different things, music. Similar. Like how you guys are doing.
It's more like a
Right.
podcast, you could
Podcast,
say. Yeah.
exactly.
It's like the OG podcast.
Yes, you know what I mean? So, I started that. Then I met a brother called Exact Minds. I met him down
Peace,
there.
God.
Yep. And the Lost Paradise, it was something for a Father's Day. When I say Father's Day thing, not Father's Day, it was for Clarence 13X, Smith. You know what I mean?
Okay.
The father, so we had something down there, a little gathering. Allah, there you go. We had something down there, and I met him, and he said that he was doing stuff with MCs, whatever. And I said, all right, let me go out here. And I seen Big Daddy Kane. Long story short, my man Harry was working for NBC. So he did video stuff. But I was trying to find him in the crowd like, yo, come out here, yo, I got Big Daddy Kane talking to him. So Big Daddy Kane, my phone was messed up. He ended up taking a picture with me, sent it to me.
Right.
But I never used the number, you know what I mean?
Right,
'Cause,
right.
it wasn't on it.
Yeah, just out of respect of
Yeah,
like
respect.
you know.
What I mean? He said, here, I took a picture and I said, yo, man, where was you at? He was like, man, I'm going to be honest. I know it should be bigger than the show, but I'm not going to follow you around with no damn camera, bro. You know what I mean? I said, for real? He's like, nah, I ain't going to do that. Find somebody. So I ended up finding somebody. Then as time went on, I had my man Rodneezy doing it. And I got up to, I think it was BB King's. And I seen a whole bunch of MCs. And I just started speaking to them, And then they started showing me love. One of my first pictures I took was with AZ, And I was like, oh, you know what? I might be on to something, because it felt like I already knew them already.
Right.
You know what I mean? So when I spoke to these MCs, everything similar how I met the guy. It's like I already kind of know him.
It was like you already had an established
Yes.
relationship. You was normal, like
Exactly.
like you was talking to a normal person.
True indeed. Like I said, that music kind of raised us.
Right.
The music I'm dealing with, you know what I mean? Something with substance. So after that, I just started bringing around cameras and just started talking to MCs, and I just started dealing with MCs. And basically, that's how I started on my own, you know what I mean? Just a spark to be like, yo, MCs is talking to me. Let me go ahead and just put this out here to be like, yo, I'm the vanguardian of hip-hop. We're not going to deal with all this other stuff. We're going to keep this boom bap still here.
Right.
That real music.
All right.
That's what I started doing, yep.
So we got some feedback from Facebook. It said the episode was real dope.
Oh, nice.
So that was
That's
Willie
peace.
Krill.
That's
Shout out
what
to
it
him.
is.
Shout out to
That's
Willie.
right.
See, people like hearing the real
Word.
stuff.
So I see like you got Ghostface on here, right?
Yes, yep,
The Locks.
yep.
Who else is on here? Who are some of these interviews you've had on this
Lots.
DVD?
That one's not really too much interviews, but
It's a lot of
I
behind the
got
scenes.
Tri-
I see.
yes, there you go. A lot of behind
Okay.
the scenes,
And freestyles
Trife,
of
yep,
signs.
freestyles. Trife. I had Trife on there. Prodigal Son. I got some stuff with him. you know.
Something I definitely gotta look into.
Yes.
So it's sort of like the Smack DVD, you could say, of that time.
Yes, similar. Yep.
Okay.
Exactly.
Smack DVD, but extended, I guess.
Yes.
Right,
yes.
right.
Yes. Yep. And then when I did, I started. You know, I got more interviews. Then I got up with Rakim, did an interview with him. Then I met Tragedy. Then I got up with Power God, the guy down with Nelly.
Right.
Yup. And I just been doing my little interviews, keeping it going. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Not even ever thought about making money off of this or getting paid. I was just like I
doing
said
it for the
before,
love.
That's right, for the love of hip hop. True indeed.
So like what we do.
You know what I mean? For real. You know, not compromising, not doing none of that. Just like, yo, this is what I love to do.
Yeah, we do it now, nigga, but I'm getting tired of that shit already, yo. I want to start making some goddamn money shit.
I know that's what people say.
The show is dope. You know what I'm saying? You should seek some sponsorship and get that money.
Oh, shout out to the phone booth.
Shout out to the phone booth.
You know what I mean?
By the way, if y'all looking for the iPhone X, it's for sale at the phone booth.
Yeah.
Dope.
iPhone X costs it.
Shout out the phone
If
booth.
y'all trying to be the hype beast, you know what I'm saying?
Y'all supporting
The
my
phone booth
mans,
got
we
it.
support you. That's what's
Word.
up. Oh yeah,
Shout out to
one
Joe.
thing real quick. Big shout out to 13.5 All Powerful Be Allah. He produced the track on the joint too called It's All Right. I'm glad the God brought that up. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I don't want to leave anybody out.
Let me ask you this before we even, cause we got like at least one or two more questions. Did we miss out on anything
Did you want to touch on?
that you want to touch on?
Man, we cover the spectrum.
For real.
Wow.
Cause I know this right here could go for a while.
Yeah, we could do. Yeah.
This could definitely go for a while.
these
But
are-
I'm definitely looking forward to a part 2
Word.
come
You know
next
what?
year.
Let's
I'm looking
touch
for
on
a part
this.
2.
Go to iTunes, Tidal, Amazon Music,
That's what I definitely
wherever
want to
you
do.
get music, and pick
Spotify.
up Return of the God MC. If
That's
you're
right. I
not spending
see
your
it.
money, throw it on Spotify
Uh-oh.
and listen to Return of the God MC. It'll make
That's
you
right.
want to spend your money. Go to my Pandora station, Kasim Allah Radio, and listen to my old album, Living Mathematics, and all the joints that remind that
Era.
algorithm,
Yeah.
the algorithm of that type of music. So you'll hear some banging hip hop. Like, just support the real. You know what I
There you
mean?
go.
And yeah,
That's
you know
right.
what? There's something I want to touch on because we oftentimes we put the young against the old in hip hop. You don't see people trying to retire Mick Jagger. You
No.
know what I'm saying?
Word.
We're not
That's
trying to retire Sade. We're not trying to retire our singers and stuff. Stop doing that to the MCs. If Melly Mel was dope when I was little, Melly Mel is dope right now. Grandmaster Caz has still served most of these MCs on the mic
Yes.
right now.
Yes.
Don't retire your elders. You know what I'm saying? That's like throwing your grandmother and grandfather in the closet. The fuck is wrong with you? You know what I mean? We the
That's
only
right.
ones out here killing each other to try to climb up off each other's back. I stand on the shoulders of people and have people standing on the shoulders of me. At my age, I still sit at the feet of elders to gain wisdom. Fuck
That's
is
right.
wrong with us, man?
That's right.
That's divide and conquer. That's a slave mentality. Stop doing that shit. Support us, man.
Yes.
What I also want you to do is give out your social media, cause the reason why I say that is, I don't know if more or less the way that this whole interview been going, like maybe somebody want to like try to hit
Reach
you
out
up
to you or
No
something.
problem.
and
No
and
problem.
hear your words, man, cause ain't nothing but wisdom going on there.
That's
So
peace.
you know,
On Facebook, Kasim Kasim Gerard Girard. All right. On Instagram, it's
Hello?
Kasim Allah 7. All right. On Twitter at Kas All Day KASALLDAY. Get at the God. My email address, kasallday@gmail.com. I will get right back at you. You got some fire, some heat. I'm looking for young talent. You know what I'm saying? Sandy's House Entertainment. All right? So send me some fire to my email address. Just get at the
Okay, that
God.
way.
Peace.
Peace. Yes.
you got something going on. All right. So basically, we definitely gotta do a part 2.
Let's
For
go.
sure, yeah.
We gotta definitely do a part 2. And like I said, I appreciate you coming through, even throughout the hard times. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Rest in
thanks
peace
for
to your
having
dad
me.
again.
Thank you for coming through.
And,
thank you both.
Yo, like I said, I'm dead serious. We gotta definitely do a part 2 come 2018, cause there's a lot that I really want to talk about, and we covered pretty much, but overall,
This is for the God. This is definitely
Yeah.
for him. Yep,
Word.
that's
definitely
right.
what I see you doing,
Yes.
I see nothing but success. Continue
For
it
real.
on,
Thank you.
and nothing but just great. Just continue on being great and continue putting it on for the culture, because at the end of the day, everybody's gonna appreciate that.
For
and
sure.
you know, like at least
And
for the
that's
youngest could listen to what's going on now,
Right.
and listen to the real shit that was back in the day, and it's still out. So like you said, stop killing or deading out the old heads back in the day, and you can't retire.
Word.
Continue doing what you're doing.
For real.
Thank you, family.
But
I'll be back as soon as you ask me to come.
Definitely, we'll definitely 2018 scheduling will be open because right now we booked, but once it's open, we'll definitely come back and we'll touch on some shit. We'll even see if Stack come in too. Because I know Stack being here will make it be a way better look.
That's my man, yeah.
So definitely, I appreciate y'all coming through. Nothing but love, and whenever y'all have something going on, just email us or whatever.
Yeah, if you got any new music or anything like that, realpointpodcast@gmail.com.
Got you. December 14th, I got a show we doing for the youth at St. Christopher's Cottage. It's like 500 different youth, you know what I mean, in group homes and things of that nature. So it's really for the babies. It's not like an open show or whatever, but I just want to shout that out. You know what I mean? December 14th, St. Christopher's. We coming at you. Me, Sadat X, Nene Ali, and a few other people coming up there to drop some jewels and spit some fire for y'all. And you know, shout out to my man ROTGE who put that together. He's the founder of the Throwaway Kids Foundation. He was once a foster kid who promotes adoption over fostering, you know what I'm saying, creating these families out here. And he does so many things for the youth in the community. Shout out to my middle schoolers at Kip Academy Middle School in the Bronx. You know what I mean, Mr. Kasim, see you tomorrow. I've been gone for a week. I love y'all. I miss you. It's on.
All right. Go. So, like always, I am BB.
This is Derek.
With a Real Point Podcast, and we're out.
Yep. There you go. Peace. KMG, now just entertainment.
All right.